Hello, folks. Here I am again. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I am your host, Tiffany Daniels, and as promised, this was passed along to me today from the autistic community on Twitter. This one is interesting. Rise of autism makes diagnosis meaningless. Okay, no, I'm gonna start with rant. I'm sorry, I can't do it. Can't do it. For the love of God, there's a rise in diagnosis does not mean all of a sudden there's more autistics than have ever been in the world before. My God, what's wrong with you people? Since we have, you know, dislodged our heads from our hindquarters and realized that a lot more people are autistic than those who feature what we call those quote unquote classic traits that they all take from fucking Rain Man for over 30 years ago, which was based on a guy, by the way, who didn't even have autism. Sorry, that still grinds my gears. I'm digressing here. How is it meaningless? Really? Okay, let's see what this garbage fire has to say here. This is what we get to put up with, folks. This is what we get to put up with. Because when we go and prove our diagnosis to these fucking Karens, they go ahead and bring up shit like this. That people like me getting diagnosed with autism makes the diagnosis meaningless. Really? Really? Well, Karen, you should have seen me yesterday. You sit there and tell me, but you don't hit your head or do anything. I sure as hell did yesterday. Should I pull my hair back and let you take a look? Freaking Karens. Moving on. Meltdowns are not fun, folks. A diagnosis of autism has become meaningless, one scientist has claimed, after the number of new cases rose by 787% in 2 decades. What else has happened in 2 decades? I'll even do you even better. What has happened in the last three? Well, I'll tell you, folks. In 1994, when the whole rising scare pandemic of autism scared the nation, a little book came out called the DSM 4. Now, why is the DSM 4 important? Well, the DSM is what is used to diagnose people on the autism spectrum as well as other diagnoses. The DSM 4 in 1994 came out with the first time with the diagnosis of Asperger's syndrome. Do I like that I was originally diagnosed under the name of a freaking Nazi? No, not so much. I do prefer to call myself autistic, and I hate the fact that there are people trying to bring that name back. Fuck you, people. Sorry, I'll be good. I'll try to be good. I'll try to be good. But, folks, the reality is in 1994, you saw a boom of diagnoses because people like me, who may not be quite as noticeable unless we're having a day like we had yesterday, or, having those days where those autism traits, they just come out and we have lost our ability to completely be able to mask in front of you people. Yeah, there was a boost, and you all lost your goddamn minds. Then, circa 2008 2009, the DSM 5 came out. There was another jump in diagnoses. Now, why is that? What happened during that time with the DSM 5? The DSM 5 removed the diagnosis of Asperger's syndrome. Thank God. Keep that Nazi's name the hell away from me. And determined that autism was a spectrum disorder. Now, not everybody likes that spectrum term. Why? Because it is used to keep some people from being able to get services at all, and used as a means to demean, look down, and deny and treat like crap others. But for the sake of argument, the autism spectrum disorder concept came out during this time, in which there was a boost in diagnoses, as more people than before who could not get under either the classic canners, as I've been calling it forever, I'm sorry, folks, or Asperger's, these kids that came in between were finally being able to be diagnosed correctly. But now these Karens, they want to believe this concept that all of a sudden there is more autism than ever before. And it's a freaking joke. But let's go ahead and move along with this article. I just wanted to give you all a little bit of context on this so called autism epidemic. Moving on. There has been an explosive growth in autism diagnoses in England, largely due to an increase in recognition. Thank you! The rise between 1998 and 2018 was greater in women than men, and the highest record recorded in adult diagnoses. Again, why is that? Because we finally, around 1998, when the DSM 5 had been out for about 4 years, finally recognized, hey, females are autistic too. Shocker, right? In 2018 was greater in women than men, and the highest rise recorded in adult diagnoses. Again, people who were not thought of as being autistic were being diagnosed for the first time. Alright, they probably won't let us read the whole article, but that's okay. But I will be able to give you the gist of probably what this person is saying because, yeah. Uta Frith, a neuroscientist and emeritus professor of cognitive development at the University College of London, said the figures showed that the urgent changes were needed in how the condition is diagnosed. Oh, fuck me. Okay, so these are the doctors who agree with the parents. And what are they going to tell you? They're going to tell you that it has been stretched to the point of breaking, that we're just diagnosing everyone with autism now. It's just a little bit odd. Okay, here we go. Story time. All right, let's do story time. So, yes, I'm not going to sit there and tell you overdiagnosis does not happen. Okay? I used to call it trend diagnosing when something was new and then a lot of people would get misdiagnosed with it. I know because I got to survive such a trend diagnosis and had pills thrown at me from the time I was in second grade until I turned age 19. Trust me, I'm aware of this fact. But here's the thing, folks. What people like this scientist and these parents like to do is they like to use this concept of trend diagnosis as a means and a way to shut us up. See, if it is overdiagnosed, then they can say to people with an official diagnosis, like myself, that, oh no, you're misdiagnosed. You don't really have autism. You're completely normal. It's been stretched to breaking, and you're fake. You're just fake. You're either fake or you're misdiagnosed because you aren't like my child, and because you don't agree with everything they say and agree that ABA is the greatest thing ever. Yeah, you see where I'm getting here, right? See, these autism moms and these medical professionals, they don't like when we speak out against ABA. They really don't like us going through real life experiences of being traumatized and talking about what it is like to have to mask and pretend to be somebody else our whole damn lives, not allowed to stem, not allowed to be our unique selves, not allowed to engage in our unique interests, but to mask and pretend to be normal all the damn time, and how traumatizing and awful it is that if we don't do these things, that they then infer that we are not worthy of affection, our parents' attention, we are not worthy of being accepted in the world at all. Yeah, yeah. They use this crap because the medical community and the moms they have brainwashed do not like us speaking out against their dogma. They really don't. And when we call them out and we talk about our trauma from their treatments, when we point out that the creator of ABA literally has said, when you have a person with autism, you have the makings of the human being: hair, nose, eyes, arms, legs. But psychologically, they're not really human. So you have to build them up like building blocks. When we call them out on this is the shit they pull. So, on one hand, overdiagnosis can be a thing. Folks in the autism community, I know, do not get angry with me about this. It's just, I have experienced it myself before, having been misdiagnosed back in the day and seeing a lot of my fellows misdiagnosed with the same diagnosis. Any diagnosis can be overdiagnosed. Let's talk reality here. But when people come out like this, more often than not, it is to slam the neurodiversity movement. See, they want us to shut up. They don't like us talking. They don't like us critiquing their studies. They don't like us picking apart their ableist garbage bullshit. And they really don't like when we question what kind of treatments that not only we were putting through, but that they want to put the next generation through. So, whenever you see something like this, take it with a grain of salt. Now, in those words, I'm going to go ahead and close out for the afternoon. I got a little bit more cleaning to do, and then I will see you guys all over on Keely's stream. We don't get very many views on this channel. The few that we do tend to get removed from time to time. So, folks, please don't forget to hit that like button, hit subscribe. Don't forget to hit the comments. I do appreciate your time this afternoon, and as always, we here at Spilling Tea hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.